welcome dear viewers to our series of interviews that we're conducting here at the International Book Fair in Algeria. And today I have a special guest or a distinguished guest whose name is Hacène Mendjour. Hello, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So Hacène Mendjour is an assistant director of book and public reading at the Ministry of Culture here in Algiers. So, Mr. Hacène, first of all, let us talk a little bit about your person, about your professional career. Why did you choose this, sector? Why did you choose culture, Ministry of Culture specifically?
Okay, as a specific question. So, Hacène is from the southern part of Tizi Ouzou, so a place of great culture and a social cultural expressions. I joined the National School of Administration in 2004, and mainly after graduation I joined the Ministry of Culture just because I love culture. So I want really to develop my professional and personal skills in the field of culture.
Okay. So in terms of books, where did this passion towards books come from? Sorry.
Actually, this comes from a young age. So I'm a person who loves reading in different languages. So mainly I read in Arabic, French, English. And also I have some practices in writing. I have some odes from high school. So I've discovered Algerian and Arabic in general culture since high school. So it was a dream for me to be a part of, to be in a cultural environment. So I think joining the Ministry of Culture was really a great opportunity for me to develop these skills and also to reach this future dream, which was to work in a cultural environment.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the turnout of public reading in this society, and more specifically, and the turnout of reading in the young generation of nowadays?
Yes. Turning out from reading is an international issue before being an Algerian one. Not because of the development of technology, I think because of many issues, social and educational issues. So Algeria nowadays is facing this issue as the part of the world. I think just because of the mismatching of between education and culture in general. So there's no that much investment. Maybe I talk about the social issue. At the social level, there's no that great investment in developing and promoting reading for the young generation from different perspectives. Talking about public institutions and also the role of the society, which is playing that role to promote and develop reading in the society.
Okay. So since we're talking about the young generation of nowadays, we can see this generation is more attached to electronic gadgets and more to technology. So this state is encouraging these young people, okay, to implementing special platforms for reading, such as ebooks and so on and so forth?
Yeah, personally, I don't see that digitization or ebook is a danger for reading. I think it completes this. The pivot. So many people, especially students, cannot really afford many books. I've been studying outside. So as a student, you need for courses and for lectures, you need to read many books. So that you cannot afford. I think ebook really helps students to go back to reading. But reading, classic reading, still a challenge in Algeria and over the world. But also, ebook is really a solution to find the books, maybe, or to make it available in public libraries and universities.
So, since our topic is about reading books, so there is a proverb which says that a nation that doesn't read is an ignorant nation. So, what are the things that we can help the young generation to do, can make the young generation more interested to reading?
Yeah, I think reading starts at young age. That doesn't mean if you are young or old that you cannot go back to reading, but the investment on reading starts at a young age, which really happens in different countries in the world. So the role of the society should be significant before even schooling. I think the parents and the society has to play a pivot role in to enhance and to emphasize on the importance of reading for young generation, because the reader of today, the reader of today, is the good reader of tomorrow. So I think the investment and the focus should be on children and young people, with stretching on the important relationship between the book and the child at young ages.
So as I have mentioned, young writers here in Algeria, do you think it's their national duty to work on their efforts to promote the Algerian or the national, image in terms of heritage? Picturing Algeria in its, or with its rich heritage, rich culture and rich history.
I think promoting Algerian culture and heritage is the responsibility of every Algerian. So whatever his position and his role in the society, even the writers, publishers should promote to Algerian culture to the world. They have to speak to the world about the Algerian culture. So as a writer, the writers, they have this responsibility to promote also about the Algerian culture and heritage, even that it's mainly the responsibility of the state. But every Algerian has this responsibility to promote Algerian culture and heritage, even when you are abroad or travel. So you are the ambassador of your country. So
of course.
You need to promote your country.
Of course.
Whatever the way is.
Okay. So we've seen that with this latest development in technology and never-ending developing sector of education, do you think that Algeria, the government, could work on, developing university books or schools books in general?
Yeah,
What's your statement about this?
This is mandatory. Yeah, school books are very important, or school libraries. School libraries are very important. We have set many projects with the National Ministry of Education to help them or to get them to create these school books or school libraries, and we are working on them. And this is the main responsibility of both ministries, to promote culture, to promote reading through schools and universities.
Thank you. So what are the main pillars or strategies to promote the book and public reading here in Algeria?
I think that we may have two main approaches. The one is to develop the economy of the book. So you have the chain of the book, you have to develop it. In every country, it's mandatory, I guess. But mainly also, you need to have public spaces for reading. I think Algeria has massively invested in this through creating various libraries over the countries. I know that Algeria is too big, so we have not reached that top, but we're still working on it. But so it's good to have both. So you develop the economy of a book, and you need to develop also a national network of public reading.
We delve now into some libraries here. We talk about libraries here in Algeria, in the country. So what does the distribution strategy of the main and local libraries look like here in Algeria? Yeah, and especially, what is the map of the distribution of libraries here in Algeria?
That's a very good question. The culture is a right for Algerians. To culture, Algerians is a responsibility, and it's a right for Algerians. So we, in our national policy of setting public reading, it's mandatory to provide public reading spaces. I'm talking about public libraries to different Algerians over the country. So up to now, we have created 43 principal libraries. So it's like we have every principal library in every state. So we have created up to now 43 principal libraries for public reading in different states, and we are going to reach the 58 number.
That's interesting.
And we have different also districts where we have implemented different libraries. So beside also you have the program of the Ministry of the Home Office, the Ministry of Interior. They are also affording us some. They are working on public reading national network, which mainly emphasizes on the districts and the communes at the local level.
Okay. So how can libraries turn into a decisive factor in promoting the culture of the country?
You know, basically the library is a place of reading, a place of culture, and a place of science. And that's UNESCO says it. Firstly, you have to provide these places as through a social perspective, as a right for the society. So it helps people to keep in touch with the book at your local area. So it's good to have a library everywhere. So it helps you to be with the book mainly, and to help you to discover the literature of the world, the literature of your country, and also to learn more about different cultures and sciences. So the library is the best way to learn about literature and to love reading also. It's the best place to love reading. On developing these kind of areas, and we are organizing activities around the book. So to emphasize on how a book is important, to be a good reader for tomorrow.
Okay. So what are the measures taken to digitize the work of these facilities, I mean libraries, since we talked about the e-books?
Yeah. We are dealing with the young generation. I think we have this responsibility to develop our libraries. It's good to have this traditional library because many people love the book in its traditional perspective. So to have it on his hands and to touch the paper.
Physical form.
Exactly, the physical form, that's good. But mainly you need to develop the services into the electronic platforms. So you are home, you need to see the catalog of the library and what are the available books there and what in which field that you are interested on and you can apply for. We have developed many libraries in this perspective. For example, for instance, the principal library of Adrar. So if you go online, you'll find the main mini services of the library are digitized. So you can be one of the people of the libraries online. So you need just to register online, and you will have your card. And also, you have many services that the library provides. I think. I'd like to make a snapshot or an overview of the program of the Ministry of Culture in helping and assisting publishers in Algeria. The program has started. The program started in 1997. So we started giving subsidies for writers and also publishers in terms of developing publishing in Algeria. So the program is ongoing, but in terms of tasks, and we have exonerated publishers from the TVA, if I can say it, for the paper which is designed for publishing, and we're going forward to implement some new incentives for publishers to develop the economy of book in Algeria.
Okay. Mr. Hacène Mendjour, thank you very much for being with us in this show. Any last words before we wrap up, please?
So I encourage people to visit the International Book Fair. And you can be a good reader at any time, at any age. So I invite people to read and read and read.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. So ladies and gentlemen, for this end, thank you very much for watching our news program. Bye for now.